Dear friends and followers, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing something different. I'm giving you a story time of how me and the boys got abandoned after our prom night. If it's the first time you're seeing my face, please hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So let me set the scene. It's June 2019, GCSEs have just finished, summer is here, the vibes are good, and prom is literally right around the corner. 1 week beforehand, I already had a ticket and I had no one to go with, but I was like, fuck it, let me still go. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And then 2 or 3 days beforehand, one of my boys, we're gonna call him Ghost for privacy reasons, he texted me saying, yo, you wanna come with us? It was him and 5 others, so altogether it's 7 including me. And he said, do you wanna come with us? And I'm like, yeah, I'm game. So he told me and the others, meet on the day outside Nando's, which was in our area, at around 5:30, because the prom event started at 7. So the day finally comes, prom day finally comes. We all meet outside the Nando's at 5:30 in our suits, which was quite weird because in that area most people don't wear suits, so people were looking at us like, what's going on? Yeah, like we just came from like corporate or something. So we had to book an Uber because the place where the prom is, it's like a good 55 minute journey. That's on a good day. It's like in the countryside, like it's far from civilization. So we had to book an Uber, which I can't remember. We were trying to book an Uber, but the Uber just wasn't coming there for some reason. So one of the boys was like, oh, come near my yard, there's a taxi rank there, we'll get a taxi there. And we were like, okay. So we walked like a 10-15 minute walk to get there, and then we pulled up at the taxi rank and was like to boss, can we get a 7-seater please? We're going to whatever the place was called. And then he's like, yeah, sure. And then about, I'd say it took a long time, like 15 minutes, a busted 7-seater Toyota rolls through. I was like, yeah, that's for us. So we got in. I had to sit at the back because obviously I'm one of the smallest ones there at the time. I wasn't going gym, so yeah, there's that. The journey was overall pretty good. It went pretty quick. It was like 50 minutes, but we were having a good time, just having a bit of banter, locker room talk, all that stuff. I think the fee came up to like 70 quid, like that's how far it was. But it was only a tenner because we each paid a tenner because there's 7 of us, 75 by 7, 10, quick maths. And yeah, we got there I think at 7:30. We were a bit late, but the time don't mean the time you're meant to be there, so it was all good. And the night itself was pretty good. Like the food was trash. It was like some vegetable and meat pie. It was trash, but the vibes were good. Like photos, the weather was good. We had our own DJ, disco, sweet table, photo booth. It was good. So now I've built up to my climax. Let me talk about it. So prom finishes at around midnight. So we all come out, me and the 6 other lads. We come out and then we realized, oh shit, how are we gonna get back? Because this is like at midnight now and we are a good hour away from home. And we didn't realize that we can't book an Uber from our area. Like it's gonna take too long for him to come, and no one's willing to come all the way from our area to pick us up and then drop us back. Like no one's willing to do that. And the area which we're in, there's no Ubers available at this time. There's no shops. Everything shuts down at like 8 p.m 9 p.m. There's no Ubers about. So we're like, we said to each other, oh shit, what are we gonna do? We didn't think this through. Like we messed up. And then luckily, well, not luckily, but we went on Google and searched cab ranks near us. There was one cab rank for the whole of that area. So that's how you know we are far. So we called the cab rank and then was like, we need a taxi, can you drop us here? And then the I'd say, what was it? Receptionist? We called the receptionist. She was quite rude, you know. So she was like, no, we can't do 7-seater. We can only do 2 5-seaters. The problem with that was it's gonna be more spenny, of course, because you can't split the bill 7 ways. So we were like, oh, can you give us some time to think? Can you give us some time to think? He was like, no, you have to book it now. You have to book it now. It might get taken. It might get taken. So we were just like, okay, let's think. And we got the call. So we were like, oh, lads, what do we do? Do we do it or not? And then after about 10 minutes of arguing and thinking, strategicness, we were like, yeah, let's just do it. It's not that deep. Like, we'll do jump 4 man in one cab, 3 man in another. So we called them back and was like, yeah, we'll do that. Bitch is saying, no, we can't do that anymore. You time wasted us. You should have done it then. And then she just cut the call. And then we were like, okay, so now what are we gonna do? Like, we're fully fucked. Like, how are we getting back? And then I think one of the boys was like, he went to our RE teacher and was like, Miss was stranded. And then the RE teacher calls the same cab rank. And then the woman was like, some students have been calling us, they've been rude. And then, yeah, the call cut. And then I think the RE teacher, she just dipped. She just went, I don't know, she just went back home. She wasn't there to entertain. She was tired after the night. So then we're just sitting around. It's like, I'd say it's almost 1 a.m. right now. And then we're like, one of the boys was like, oh shit, lads, there's a train station near us and we all have our oysters. Shall we just go train? Now that I think back at it, we were so dumb. Like, of course train station's gonna be closed. Why are we going to the train station? But we were hopeless, so we were like, oh, maybe there might be something there for us. So we started making our way to the train station, which was a solid 2 miles. Now, let me just tell you, yeah, this area was dark, like there's no street lighting, so we had to use our phones for the torches. So we were just walking, making our way outside the venue to the train station. It was a good, like, maybe 2-3 minutes in walking, one of the boys was like, lads, we need to start jogging, because by the time, at this rate, the sun is gonna rise, so we need to start jogging. So the next thing you know, 7 men in suits are running in a residential area at like 1:30 a.m. Like, if you don't believe me, click comment now. Huh? He won't come. I spoke to him. I can't come in. Lads, can't come in. Yeah, so you guys saw how it was. Like, it was kind of live and scary at the same time, because it's so dark and like you're running on like a street and there's a dark alley there, no one's about, there's no street lighting. So, and I'm biggest of all, we're not in our own area, so we're not used to this lifestyle. So eventually we get to the train station, and of course it was closed. Like, there was no trains running. I don't know what we were expecting there to be. Like, it was all closed. So I think this is about 2:30 a.m. We're just chilling at the train station, just sat down, tired as hell. We're thinking, what can we do? And I was like, we might have to spend the night at the train station. And they were like, the rest of the boys were like, yeah, we might have to do that. Ghost called his dad saying, we're stuck, but his dad didn't want to help. Don't know why. Like, sad. And then luckily, this is where everything changes. I got a call from my dad. He was like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, we're stuck at this train station, we can't get back. And then he was like, okay, let me send me your location, I'll come pick all of you guys up. And I was like, oh yes, we're saved, lads, we're saved. So then around 50 minutes later, the time, I think it's like 3:30 a.m, dad comes, picks us all up, drops all the boys home, drops me home, and then yeah, go home, have a bowl of cornflakes and go to sleep. But lads, stick around, don't go anywhere, because that is not the end of the story. I actually lost the phone, like, on the dance floor while at prom, and luckily the DJ was like, if you've lost a Samsung, come to him where the decks were and collect it. Because I was dancing and I'll reach my hand in my pocket, and I was like, where's my phone? I got a heart attack. But luckily I was able to get it back. A lot of people lost their things. I even lost my keys as well. I couldn't get that back. My boy lost 20 quid. So that dance floor was probably filled with loot, I can't even lie. But yeah, it's mad, because if I had lost that phone, we would have been spending the night at the train station, I can't lie. It was only because I had the phone we were able to get home. To this day, I look back, it was actually a fun experience. Like, who could say after prom, they ran home with their boys in the dark in an area they're not familiar with. It was actually a vibe, I can't lie. Just the whole thing. I'd recommend it. Actually, no, I wouldn't recommend it. If it is what it is, if it happens, it happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed this new sort of video, a story time. If you want to see more story times, I've got a lot of story times to tell. Comment down below, and also comment abandoned, so I know you've watched up until this point. But anyways, I've been Fitmendous. Keep being happy, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Peace.